I want to firstly teach, in my first session, I want to teach a sermon entitled Walking in the Spirit. Walking in the Spirit. And as I do that, I want to introduce to you two spiritual principles, two distinctive laws that will help reconcile the conviction of this morning. The first principle is a principle called the law of end stress. In the wisdoms of biblical interpretation, we have a very distinctive principle called the law of end stress, or some call it climatic structure. That is part of the literal interpretation of Scripture. What is the law of end stress or climatic structure? This is typically used to refer to the placement of important ideas. Write this if you can. It is used to refer to the placement of important ideas at the end of a passage to achieve emphasis. You put an important idea at the end of a passage to achieve emphasis. It can be, from a biblical perspective, I could define it as considering the purpose and the message emphasized at the climax of a narrative. What is the purpose of whatever God has been taking us through? When you look at the children of Israel, from the day they go into Egypt under the graces that were operating on Joseph, through the times they grow and multiply and increase in number and build wealth, and consequently are taken into slavery, and from slavery then the crossing of the sea into the wilderness to the promised land. You want to study that and understand what is God stressing. And the wisdom here is what then is the end of this journey. And the end of this journey is the promised land. So then as a Christian, a student of the Bible, you study what is the revelation behind the promised land. For most of the part, we will teach about Egypt, we'll teach about the wilderness experiences, but again, few people can teach about the realities and experiences of the promised land. Are you following? So it's a very important thing, very important aspect or law to understand this. This law is akin to biblical narratives that often climax in three things. At the climax, there are three things we must observe. One, we must understand the moments of revelation. Two, we must understand the distinctive wisdoms of covenants. What covenants is God trying to establish with man? But number three, we must understand the ways of divine intervention. That's the reason why God emphasizes certain things at the end of these narratives. For revelation, for covenant practice, and the wisdoms that govern divine intervention.